Thanks to the support as a channel member, Andrew McRobbie. Well, here's a thing for you. Today is my 5,000th day managing in this year's non-league to legend. I've made £15 million, and we've been at this club nearly 2008, so nearly half the save spent at Norwich. Definitely now or never. We're doing it this season. We're going to beat Barcelona. We're going to win the Champions League. I can't believe Casolari is my highest sale. This screen, I should look at this screen more often. Hello and welcome to Club 4, Part 50 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have the second leg of our Champions League knockout round game against Barcelona. We're also away against now 4th place Chelsea in the Premier League. Since you were last with me, we've not played many games, just the 2, and we haven't been particularly good in either of them. We lost on penalties to Derby in the FA Cup 5th round. That is Derby, who aren't even in the promotion spots in the Championship. It was a rotated team, but rotated team with a big asterisk, because 65, 70 minutes or so, we brought on we brought on, what's his name? Delgado, he's only the best player in the world, and Schultz, and we also brought on Pedro Luis for extra time. There's no excuses, really. That is a team that should have been good enough to beat Derby. We bottled it, and then we really, really struggled against Sheffield United as well, and had to throw Sione on late on, and he managed to grab himself a Tammy Abraham style far post header. He's only 6 foot tall. Goodness me, did he look like Tammy when he scored that goal. So the Premier League table now looks like this. 9 games remaining. We're 2 points behind Manchester City, and we are due to play them, albeit away from home, 3 games before the end of the season. So you're definitely going to see that in a video. But hopefully before that, you'll be seeing a Champions League quarter-final tomorrow. In order to get there, we have to beat Barcelona. 0-0 from the first leg. We absolutely dominated it and should have won. Hopefully, we dominate the second leg too, and actually do win it this time at Carrow Road. This is the team that we're putting out there for the match. Hoy and Hall in goal, a back four of Aranua, Dinamarco, Fernandez and Paviot. Navarro at the base of the midfield with Tonali and Tippel ahead of him. And then Schultz behind Pedro Luis and Delgado up front. Bindi is injured. Other than that, everybody else is available. The big decision was, do we go for the experience of Tonali or the youthful exuberance of Shepherd or Januzek in midfield? And I've gone with those two coming off the bench if needed. For now, we go with Tonali. The other question, of course, is, do we play Tonali in central midfield like he is playing now, or take Navarro out of the team and play Tonali in front of the back four? Navarro, as much as he has his moments in these big games sometimes, I think does offer more defensive protection than Tonali does. Tonali very much just sort of sits there spraying passes around, but doesn't really get the tackles in. So Navarro is in there for that defensive cover. And then, like I say, I just think the experience of Tonali, what a pass from Tonali. I mean, if this leads to a goal, that's why we played Sandro Tonali. What a goal. What a pass from Tonali. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. He'll sit there doing that from whatever position he plays in. He can't really tackle, but goodness me, can he hit a pass? And you want his experience. He's been there, done that in the Champions League, where we haven't. And I think there's not a lot of point in bringing a player like him into the club if you then don't play him for your big game in the Champions League against Barcelona, where you need that bit of experience and that little bit of nous about how to get past a team like this. So, big brain move from your old pal Kev, puts us 1-0 up, and fingers crossed on our way into the Champions League quarter-final. If we can knock out Barcelona on the way, we've got to believe we can win the whole thing this year, which of course is the goal. Tonali is there again, and Tonali's scored now. Oh my word, that man's making me look like the greatest genius of all time. Not only for bringing him in the summer, not only for refusing to sell him when everyone wanted him in January, but for playing him in a big game like this, where I know when I showed you the team, not one of you agreed with the team selection. You all either had Tonali at the base of the midfield with Navarro out, or you had someone like Januzek in central midfield. None of you picked Tonali. This is why I'm so good at Football Manager. Please, can we not bottle it from here, lads? Because I've done a speech there. I have done a speech that he's going to make me look silly, almost as silly as this little bit of floppy hair at the front. Still need a haircut, by the way. This has been like 8 episodes in a row when I've very much needed a haircut. You know, the game against Barcelona is going well, though, when I can sit here fiddling with my hair. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, I'm not. Hold on. We are a little bit loosey-goosey, showing you a little bit of cleavage. Not necessary. Apologies to the good people of YouTube. I hope I've not just contravened the terms of service by having my top 2 low cut. We have zipped it up a little bit now. Right, 2-0 at half-time. Things are going about as well as we could have hoped for. If we can grab another third. And that player's called Loner. That's great. Loner Xavier. Bless him. Poor old Loner. And has just ruined the Loner. And now Delgado is in. A third goal here. Pretty much rubber stamps the whole affair. 22 for the season now for Delgado. 3-0 to Norwich. And it's not even hard. It's comfortable. We are comfortably beating Barcelona. We've got to believe this is the year we go on and win this Champions League. Because to do this against a team like Barcelona, this is usually an indication that things are starting to turn around and look quite good for a team. There aren't many times in my history on YouTube that we've made Barcelona look this average. I mean, there was that time I managed Barcelona and they looked pretty average for a while. But that aside, as an opposition manager, it's not often I make Barcelona look this average. I wonder if they've got them out of debt the way I so skillfully did in the rebuilding Barcelona save, or if they're just continuing to pile the debt on. It's not really. Sometimes like this, I wish I had the editor on. If you lot could just trust me to have the editor loaded, we could find out stuff like that. We could go and look at their debt situation. But no, can't be trusted to have the editor on because you'll all be whinging at me. I know what you like. You'll be whinging at me, telling me I'm editing the game. Right, we are going to take off Navarro now. Drop Tonali back. I think at 3-0 up, we worry less about that defensive protection. It is going to be interesting seeing how Tonali deals with Gavi, who really did control the Barcelona attacks in that first game. This is a lovely, lovely move, and Delgado owed the rest of the team a better finish there. That was lovely work. I mean, that was the diamond at its best, just cutting through the middle of the team, passing through, I think, all 4 midfielders, and it just looked very impressive. Final change. What have we got on the bench? I think we are going to just bring Sione on for Pedro Luis, give Pedro Luis 10 minutes off. I mean, job is done for today. 3-0 up, 7 minutes to go. Nothing could possibly go wrong from here. Of course, it will be fine. Delgado in that right-hand channel. Sione needs to get himself into the area. Paviot is now in a crossing position, and there are men in the area now. One of them is Shepherd, and Shepherd is there with the header to make it 4-0, and we have comfortably, and I don't know the word, we've done that, but insert your own word here, a good word that describes what we've done to Barcelona. Let me know about it in the comments. That will help the YouTube algorithm, and we love to tickle the algorithm, but we've battered them. We have battered Barcelona here. Norwich 4, Barcelona 0. We've talked before about great European nights here at Carrow Road. This is definitely up there as one of them, but it's almost expected at this point that we're capable of doing stuff like this. Now, I assume because the game has decided to give us the hardest run in the Champions League ever, which is why we got Barcelona in the first knockout round. Oh, that's audacious. It's why we got Barcelona in the first knockout round despite winning our group. I imagine we've got someone like Real Madrid or Bayern Munich coming up next, or Juventus. But we can take all of them on. This is lovely from Delgado. I don't know how he's stayed onside there, but he's tried the Pedro Luis finish and he's dunked it over top of the goalkeeper. The keeper did get a fingertip to it. You saw the trajectory of the ball change mid-flight, but it wasn't enough to stop it ending up in the back of the net. And 5-0 now. I think that's a fair reflection of the two legs. Might have flattered us a little bit on the night, but across the two matches, I think that's actually quite fair. Apparently my assistant manager wants Benfica next. I mean, I'm sure you do want Benfica next. I doubt we're going to get them because that's not how Champions League runs go for us. So there's Benfica, Inter, Bayern, Hertha, PSG, Leipzig, Bayer Leverkusen, and us. There's a lot of German teams in here. Dortmund didn't qualify for the Champions League last year, and Rodgers didn't get sacked. You've got Bayern, Hertha, Leipzig, but I mean, Bundesliga, that's what I'm trying to say. Definitely the strongest league in Europe at the moment. It's one of the reasons I'm keen to go back there, but really interesting. We are the only English team remaining. We have got a chance here. That is not as threatening a looking Champions League as we've seen in the past. I am comfortable here against Benfica, Inter, Hertha, Leipzig, Leverkusen, any of those, I'm pretty comfortable we can beat, which means we'll get PSG in the quarterfinals, Bayern Munich in the semi-final. Because we've got to do it the hard way. I don't know if we're going to get the draw in today's episode or not. No, we're not. So you'll find out who we're going to play when we're playing them tomorrow. For now, let's go beat Chelsea and make sure we stay in the Premier League title hunt. Right, just one change for the Chelsea game then. Bindi is in for Tipple, who is going to take a little bit of a rest off the back of the Barcelona game. Probably an argument to rest Tonali as well, as he is nearly 35 years old. But Chelsea's his former club. He's going to want to be there to have one of those special playing against your former club performances. So he's at least going to start. We've obviously got the option of bringing the likes of Tipple or Janusek on as and when they're needed. It did occur to me as well that I probably can show you the Champions League draw before the end of this episode, because it happens before the next match after this one. So we will have a look at the end of the episode. We'll see who we're going to be playing in the Champions League quarterfinal. Fingers, I agree with Will Still. We're the very wise Will Still. We'd like Benfica, please. Dinamarco, who still seems, I mean, at what point do I just accept he's a first choice starting centre back for me now? What a player he's becoming. And now Delgado out to Paviot, who's taken a very heavy touch there, trying to get past his fullback and failed in his endeavour. But Fernandez is there to cover him, and Tonali releases Paviot again, who's this time surged ahead of his marker. If he can find the cross, I mean, it's a weird attempt at one. Erenur's picked it up, though, and he does drill the crossover, and with a goal line clearance, Delgado is denied a goal to open the scoring. Manchester City have gone ahead against Leicester, so as it stands at the moment, they're 4 points clear at the top of the league, no longer with a game in hand, but do have a far superior goal difference. We can't be dropping points against anybody at this point, because that 4 point gap means even if we went to Manchester City and beat them third from the end of the season, it wouldn't matter. They'd still need to drop points somewhere else, and they've not really looked like doing that all year long. But Marco Bindi is there with a very, very important 8th goal of the season to put us 1-0 up just on the stroke of half time. It's the same chance that we've created a couple of times already today, getting into the wide areas, really pushing the wing backs on and just creating havoc with these low driven crosses that have become our trademark. The ball bobbles clear and Bindi is there to stuff it into the back of the net. And it's 1-0 to us. And that gap that City had is now disappeared entirely. What's gone on? Leicester have equalised. Goodness me. This is... Manchester City have scored again. Let's not get too excited. It didn't take very long. And they've scored a third time. Well, it is now back to being a 2 point gap. We've created almost nothing today. That, I don't feel, is reflective, and our XGs are exactly equal. How often do you see that? I don't think that's fully reflective of what we've actually seen in the game. I think we have created a few chances, but what do I know? Clearly, right, we bring Shepherd on for Tonali. Schultz has had a really poor game, so Janusek is going to come on for him, and in fact, we're going to shuffle around like that. I like Shepherd in behind the front two at the moment, and Pedro Luis is shattered again, so Sione can come on for him, as he's done quite a lot recently, and he's starting to look like a player that was worth the money that we spent on him back in the summer. Fernandez then playing it forward to Paviot, who once again has given the ball away. He's been a little bit loosey-goosey in possession today, which hopefully isn't going to cost us valuable points that we need for this title race. Mason Mount still plugging away for Manchester City. Did you see that lovely tackle from Dinamarco there? That's why I love him so much. Delgado's in now, and there's an equally very good tackle from the Chelsea defender, and Delgado's going to go across and take this corner. He's going to look for an in-swinger to this near post, I think. So Delgado on his left foot. In fact, he's gone far post, and the goalkeeper is there to collect relatively comfortably. It's now 3-2 to Manchester City against Leicester. So Leicester with another goal back. It's all going off in Leicester. If we could have a Leicester equaliser, that'd be perfect. It doesn't look like it's forthcoming, but I thought I was wrapping this match up. I thought we were done here. If they score right at the end, that's going to be devastating. Erenur, I think that is, with the block. In fact, it was Bindi, the goal scorer, is in with the game-saving last-ditch block as well. And the final chance of the game, a minute of extra time, extra to the extra, they missed. 1-0 to us. Lovely old stuff. Let's hope that we get another piece of good news in the shape of a really late Leicester equaliser, which would put us back level on points with City at the top of the table. It's not to be. It's ended 3-2 to City in that game, and we just have to keep winning matches and include in that number of wins, winning against Manchester City at their place towards the end of the season. But before we get onto that, I guess we should probably find out who we're going to be playing in the Champions League. City, of course, don't have these worries because they've managed to bottle it and get knocked out of the Champions League. I know if you're a Name in the Game channel member, by the way, I usually offer you youth players. Can you understand why? I mean, if you really want one of these, fill your boots, let me know in the comments. But yeah, this is why we don't bring youth players through. Our youth setup is dross. And plus, we're leaving Norwich at the end of the season anyway. So you're better off having one at whatever our next club is, if we're going to be there a few years, or even in the next save. So watch this space as a Name in the Game channel member. But let's worry less about that and more about who we've got in the Champions League. Let's jump forward to the draw. So here we go then. Quarter-final and semi-final Champions League draws. We already know who's in it. Let's just avoid Bayern and PSG, please. So we'll take this one, Bayer Leverkusen. This is fine. We want to be away from home as well, so this would be perfect. Well, that's Bayern out of the way. Leipzig, we'll take Leipzig. This one's fine too. Okay, that works for me. PSG against Hertha, and then Benfica against Inter. And then we also get the semi-final draw as well. So again, we want to be the away team if we can. We want to avoid them. We also want to avoid the PSG area of the draw. So, okay, we've avoided Bayern, but it is going to be the PSG side. PSG or Hertha face Leipzig or Norwich. You could, in fact, you can't have an all-German semi-final because two of them play each other there. But it looks like Leipzig, PSG, Bayern to win the whole thing. It's doable. It is definitely doable. And we'll be showing that in tomorrow's episode. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.